Welcome to 13 Degrees of Screams.
Where we scream so you don't scream.
We're your host, Alex.
And Stephanie.
And this week, we have a meet cute that goes terribly wrong in Red Eye.
Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to be notified when we post new episodes.
Red Eye is a 2005 American psychological thriller film directed by Wes Craven and written by Carl Ellsworth, based on the story by Ellsworth and Dan Foose. The story follows a hotel manager ensnared in an assassination plot by a terrorist while aboard a red-eye flight to Miami. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 80% with a critical consensus that states, with solid performances and tight direction from Wes Craven, Red Eye is a brisk, economic thriller. It also has a 64% audience score.
Busy hotel manager Lisa Rizzard is catching a red-eye flight at Dallas Love Field after attending her grandmother's funeral to get back to work in Miami, Florida. When her flight is delayed, she meets Jackson Ripner, also traveling to Miami, and ends up getting a drink with him at the airport bar. There, he nearly guesses her exact drink order as suggesting she'd want a sea breeze over the bay breeze she asked for. Although she is at first a bit standoffish, she is gradually charmed by him as they discuss her grandmother's passing and seem to share a genuine connection. When Lisa boards her flight, she is surprised to find herself seated beside Jackson. However, their flirtatious conversation takes a sinister turn when they start to discuss his work for a domestic terrorist organization planning to assassinate Charles Keefe, the current United States Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security. It turns out Lisa's managerial position at the Lux Atlantic Hotel in Miami, where Keefe and his family are staying, is crucial to their plot. As their flight ascends, Lisa has the impossible choice to spare the Keefe family or save her father, who will be killed if she doesn't comply with Jackson's plan. We are about to get into major spoilers for the rest of the film. If you'd like to skip ahead, please go to 17 minutes and 26 seconds to get to our ratings. Jackson instructs Lisa to make a call to her hotel and have the Keefe family move to a different suite that will allow access for a missile to be launched from a boat in the harbor. If she refuses, her father will be killed by a hitman currently sitting outside his house. Lisa knows Charles Keefe personally and makes every effort to avoid making the call. She shares a self-help book with a fellow passenger and tries to write a message in it to tell her what's going on, but Ripner steals it back. Lisa attempts to write a fake bomb threat message on the bathroom mirror, but Jackson catches her in the act and wipes it away.
So this movie could be done in 20 minutes because at this point, I probably would just change rooms.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, just change the rooms. Yeah, that was my biggest complaint the whole time. I was like, it's not very suspenseful. Like, do I love my dad over a stranger? Yeah, so all done. Yeah, I'd feel guilty and bad about it, but also, like, he has my hand in this situation, so.
Yeah, like, well, okay. The only thing I could say is maybe she's also worried because, like, if she switches rooms, like, she's going to look guilty too.
I guess.
I'm like, her life's going to be kind of messed up after this, even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
She'll be like,
yeah,
why did you change rooms all of a sudden?
Yeah. I mean, but she had a good excuse with, like, the plumbing thing, but I'm sure they would investigate and be like, there was never a plumbing issue, so. But I don't know. I feel like if she went to the police right after, then maybe that would kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah, I'm sure she could probably explain the situation, but I don't know. I feel like, okay, oh well, sorry, buddy, but, like, gotta go because I'm not playing around with my father's life.
Yeah, yeah. And, like, they keep on mentioning that she knows him, and other than him, like, just being, I guess, a semi-regular customer at her hotel, I'm like, I don't know if that's, like, just so hardcore brand loyalty to your customer.
Brand loyalty that I will just let my father die. Yeah. That's how dedicated.
I want you to have a good experience. My dad'll die. But I get 5 stars.
Yeah, they would use this as, like, a commercial. We let our family die for you.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
No customer service ever would do that.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I did find it, like, a little, how did you feel about, like, the interactions before they get on the plane and he threatens her and everything? Like, I was like, he knows her a little too well, even with, like, the drink order. I was like, no, it's kind of weird.
I mean, it is a little weird, but she's like, oh, is that like a party trick or something? So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not like he rattled off like, you have an aunt who lives in Miami and you have an uncle who lives in Texas. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
super crazy that he could maybe guess her drink order, but otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm a really big component of like coincidences and stuff. So I guess probably in my position, I'd be like, we're meant to be. Like,
Let's get married now.
yeah. Like he asked me to get a drink and we sit next to each other on the flight. That's perfect. But then I was also like, this is too coincidental. Like this would never work out. So,
Yeah. No, I could see that. I don't. I feel like I would probably fall for it. Let's be honest, because I don't. Like I said, I don't think I thought anything weird about the whole drink
okay.
thing, and I can't recall really anything else he said that would have raised suspicion.
Right. And he does have like the prettiest blue eyes ever. Like clear. Like I don't even know how like a clear blue.
Yeah, I don't know. They also kind of scare me at the same time. I'm like,
Yeah.
no one's eyes should be that blue.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Right. I
You can't
get what
trust
you
that.
mean. Like a terrifying, like, why are you looking at me?
You're seeing through my soul. Like what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. After Jackson nearly strangles her in the restroom, Lisa concedes and makes the call to the hotel to have the Keith family move to the targeted suite. She then pushes for the hitman to be called off on her father, but he refuses until he gets confirmation of the assassination. As the plane lands at the Miami International Airport, Lisa tells him how she was raped at knife point 2 years ago and vowed it would never happen again. Just as she reveals her determination to never give up, she stabs Jackson in the windpipe with a pen. As he struggles to breathe, she grabs his phone and escapes the plane.
Oof.
Yeah. And I mean, she does really make like every effort to like avoid having to make this call. Like, I'm not even giving you enough detail, it seems. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like she's like, I'm not gonna do that at first. And then he does. Like, this is so weird to me because I never flew with like the in-flight phones. Like I
Right.
flew like once in like 2020
Mm-hmm.
before COVID. And but we didn't have the phones, so I was like, I didn't even know you could make a call in the air, like pay for the call like that.
Right. So it's like, because part of me is like, she could just like scream bomb or something. I mean, this was soon after 9/11.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. But then also, because I don't know, I guess I don't really understand, like, if the assassin never hears back from him, like, is the order to just like, if you don't hear from me by X time, just kill him?
I know.
Or like, do I need to give you the go ahead to kill him? Because then she could have gotten this plane down faster. She really
Right.
wanted to. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, she tries like with the bomb threat message on the mirror and stuff like that, but the person behind her that was going to see the message was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't know if this is the best person for this.
That little girl knew something was up, though.
She was smart, though. Like, I'll give her credit, but I was like, you're way too mature for this situation, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I don't know. But that's, oh, dude, the pen in
oh,
the
yeah.
neck. I'm like, why is there no blood?
I know. I was like, dead. Honestly, dead. And she must have just got him just right. Like, it was really just keeping him alive with the pen there in his windpipe.
Yeah, he's fine. It's all good. He just can't talk, really, is the problem. But yeah,
Right.
he's like fine and up and chasing her. So,
Yeah, he's ready to go.
as one does.
Once outside, Lisa runs through the airport with Jackson following close behind and steals an unattended vehicle. I thought this part was funny too because I think Rachel McAdams is just very charming in general. She plays Regina George and, is in The Notebook and everything. And I love a lot of the stuff that she does. So I love that we kind of got like that little small bit of comedy from her when she sits down and like pretends to take like a bar survey or something for a second to avoid being chased by like airport security because they think that she's attacked him. They don't have any reason to believe that she's like in danger.
Right. Yeah, she's like, oh, so how do you feel about this? And then they turn around. And by the time they look back, she's gone. She's booked it. And she's like running a marathon in heels.
Mm-hmm. She falls like several times. And I'm like, girl, get up. Look.
She's good. She's fine.
She's fine. She does good.
Mm-hmm.
While driving to her father's house, she calls Cynthia, her employee at the hotel, and instructs her to evacuate all the guests. Cynthia's Secret Service and the Keefe family exit seconds before the missile destroys the suite.
Oh my God, poor Cynthia.
I know.
We haven't talked
We haven't
But
given her enough credit. She's having the day from hell.
yeah, like she has no idea what's going on and she's just following orders. It's like, switch the room, don't switch the room, do this, don't do this, get them out now or they're gonna die. Like it's
Yeah.
all bad.
Very confusing for someone that I'm guessing she's like assistant manager or she was, next person up to take care of things. But
Mhm.
but like she's calling her on the way to the airport in the beginning and Cynthia does not understand how to handle this difficult couple in the beginning. And she's saying like the wrong thing, like, calm down and stuff like that. And they're freaking out at her. Like, why would you tell us to calm down? We've been very calm.
Spoiler, they were not calm.
No,
They were the worst. Oh my God. I was triggered because I used to work, in customer service.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to kill you.
Yes.
They were the worst.
Right.
They just complained about everything. It was terrible.
Yes. And this is the woman from Glee. She plays the school guidance counselor. So, like, if you know the face, like, she's got, like, these big, wide, like, doe eyes, like, just this picture of, like, I'm so scared to be here. Like, so you feel
Cynthia.
so sympathetic. Yeah, you feel so sympathetic for her whenever there's anything going wrong.
Right. Like, she's not cut out for this.
Right. She arrives at her father's just as the hitman is approaching the house. She hits and kills him with the car when he starts to shoot at her. Inside, she finds her father unharmed and calling 911. Jackson soon arrives and incapacitates her father, Joe, then pursues Lisa through the house multiple times. And at one point, I was like, we've lapped this house 3 times. Like, we were upstairs, we went back downstairs, now we're going upstairs again. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, is this house just huge or we just keep circling it?
No, just a circle, because she goes up and there's like, if I remember correctly, there's like scaffolding outside because they were renovating or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were renovating the upstairs.
She goes out and then back into the house and she's up the stairs again. And it's just like,
right.
At some point, someone stop and then you'll run into each other.
Oh, right. I was like, this is just the end of Home Alone Lost in New York. Like when he's in that like a abandoned house that's being renovated, it just keeps on going. Like,
yeah.
And she's like stabbing him in the leg every time she sees him, basically, like with something. She's always got something.
Yeah, she's getting jostled too because she gets like thrown off the stairs and rolls down the stairs. I'm like, they're going at it, man.
Yes. As they struggle, he throws her down the stairs. Lisa finds the dead hitman's gun on the floor and shoots Jackson. While he's wounded, he disarms her and is about to kill her when the revived Joe shoots him down. Lisa returns to the hotel to provide assistance, where Charles Keefe praises both women and thanks them for what they did to save his family.
And more importantly, she tells the 2 guests to shove it up their ass or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're like, fill out a comment card and then shove it up your ass.
Right. Yeah, the same couple that Cynthia was having trouble with in the beginning come back, and they were like, first our reservation didn't exist, and now the ceiling fell in. Like, this has been a horrible time. Clean house, fire this woman, basically. And she was like, just go shove it. Like,
yeah, ma'am, a family was almost murdered. And they're like, my experience was worse. I'm like, I doubt that. No. I don't think it was.
I don't know how we can make this about you, but you seem to want it that way.
They tried. They tried to make it about them, but
yes. Oh, and also I was disappointed her dad saved her because of like her whole background and everything. And she fought so hard, like every step of the way, even to protect this politician over her dad. So that was like, it really should be her that takes him out. But then to have her dad come in and save her, I'm like,
I know. I kind of wish
incorrect.
Yeah, that's another little gripe I have with this. Outside of, I would have just been like, yeah, switch the room by.
Yeah.
And then she couldn't even kill him after all this she went through.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should point out, too, that for the longest time, maybe like the majority of the time that they are in the air, which is a lot longer than it seems when I read over the spoilers, she is just thinking that it is going to be like a one-on-one. Like it's either her dad or this politician. And then he says the key family will be annihilated to send a message, and she's like, oh no, the family. And then I was like, okay, so now you're kind of like solving the trolley problem here. So it makes a little bit more sense on how many lives we'll sacrifice for this, but still I think I'd still choose my dad. Like,
I know, it's like one of those things. It's like selfishly, it's like people personally versus like I mean, she knows these people, but they're not family by any stretch of the imagination. It's like, like I want to protect my own
Right.
first. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
And
I understand you'd feel guilty about that, but yeah,
yeah, but
not
even
even a
before,
challenge.
yeah, but even before she found out it was the whole family, she was kind of like, no.
Yeah.
And then it was really like, well, damn, now what?
Right.
Because there's two little kids, really. So,
Hmm. I said at one point too, I was like, she must agree with this guy's political views at like every angle, like like should be like his running partner or something like that because of how much she must agree with him or, to want him to be
uh,
saved over her father.
yeah, who knows? But she's like, he's a really nice man. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of really nice men in the world, but no,
Like your
I don't
dad.
like your dad who should be alive. And
Right.
sorry, it's just, yeah, it is a moral conundrum.
Yes.
But personally, you gotta save who you love.
Yes.
Like, could you imagine, like like it was you and Charlie, right?
Right.
And you're like, I'm gonna save this other family. Charlie's gonna haunt your ass and be like, really?
I know.
The other family?
Right. Like at least I'd have like my partner to get me through like, oh, I had to kill this family for you kind of thing. Like
Yeah, make them feel. I know you could use that going forward. It's like, well, I let a family die for you, so you could do this little thing for me.
I think you'll be taking the trash out for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, doing the dishes,
Yeah.
cleaning the toilet.
I decided you were more important.
Right. Just a reminder. Let a whole family die.
Right. Red Eye deals with aspects of trust and betrayal as Lisa is initially captivated by Jackson's charm and then devastated to realize his true malicious intent. Additionally, we see moments of love and sacrifice as Lisa's struggle to choose the lives of a family versus her father's. But where the film ultimately falls short is to assume that she would naturally choose someone else over her father. The movie tries to stress that she knows Charles Keefe, but still doesn't prove that that relationship is worth her father being killed. Ultimately, the death of a family would leave you guilt-ridden, but nothing compared to letting your father die.
Are you ready to talk about our ratings?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. What did you have for suspense?
I gave Suspense a 2.
A 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's suspenseful in the way like he deceives her and then is like just like kind of turns on her all of a sudden and is like, I've been following you and I know all this stuff about you. I know that you're a liar kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it does build, but I do think where it falls short to give it that like full 3 is like the choice isn't that difficult to me.
Well, to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I like
Yeah,
my
that's
dad
fair.
apparently. Like but
No, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
yeah. What about you? What did you have for suspense?
Oh my God, a 3. I find this very suspenseful. The whole movie stresses me the fuck out. So yeah, it's a 3, it's a 4, it's a 5. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I definitely give it a 3. I think, yeah, while myself would definitely, the choice isn't like, no duh, I'm gonna save my dad.
Yeah.
Just watching her make that decision, and it's a very time sensitive thing. Like they have till the
Right.
time this guy gets the hotel. You don't know. Well, I've seen this before, but you don't know like timing wise how that's gonna pan out. Then you're like, well, what if the assassin just kills the dad? Like that, there's that happening, and then all these factors. Is she gonna stop him? So I don't know. I just find this very suspenseful.
Right. There is a moment he knocks her out because like she's just being too like disagreeable. And I was like, oh shit. Like like I can't imagine coming to and being like, did it already happen? Like, did I miss it? Like
yeah, he headbutts her. And I'm like, dude, what if she doesn't get up the rest of the flight? What are you
Right.
gonna do now?
He's such a psychopath too. Like he's like bleeding down his forehead and he's just like, yep, fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's no one noticing this man. Also, I did want to point out, I should have pointed it out earlier, but like he's having this conversation and like someone is hearing this. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you.
People
like,
are very close in planes.
and he's like, we're gonna kill this man, and everyone's just like, la di da. just looking around.
What a boring flight we're on. Like,
Nothing sinister happening here.
right. Oh,
But
and in the self-help book, that was the funniest thing to me is that she was reading a Dr. Phil self-help book, and I was like, why? Why does Dr. Phil get a shout out in this?
well, again, what 20 or 2005? I said.
I guess he was.
I feel like he was
pretty
pretty big
then.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he even around anymore? Does he still have a show?
Yeah, but I feel like he's been more or less debunked in a lot of therapeutic measures at this point.
Right. That's what I heard. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I find this movie very suspenseful.
Okay. What do you have for atmosphere?
I gave it a 0.
Oh, yeah?
Unless you're afraid of a plane, I don't find anything really scary
Okay.
about the atmosphere itself. Like they're at a plane, a fancy house, a fancy hotel. I'm like, none of this is scary.
These are normal things. Yeah.
That's fine. So unless you're afraid of flying, which I'm not particularly, like not enough for me to give atmosphere a point, I gave it a 0.
Okay. I gave it a 1 because I was like, I don't know. I feel like with the additional tension of being threatened while flying, I already get like a little jittery flying, like just because of the closed in space and like, trusting that you'll come up and you'll come back down again. So
yeah, right.
And so I gave it a 1 just because of the confined space of it all. And I mean, he's just like on top of her every time too. Like she does anything, he's like right there. Like I see it. Obviously, we are this close all the time, so I see everything that you're doing.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like I could see someone giving this a 3, honestly, again, depending on how you feel about airport.
Flying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dependent on how you feel about that. And even claustrophobic. Like I'm actually pretty claustrophobic, but I don't feel that in this movie that much. So I was like, meh, it's just a plane.
Yeah.
It's okay. But although in lieu of all the reports.
Oh, yeah. All the crashes. Yeah.
Maybe I do give it.
Maybe I'll be a little nervous.
Probably a little bit more nervous. What did you have for plot?
I gave it a 1. I thought it was, I just didn't like the choice. I was like, you could pick like 1,000 other things. Like, I don't know that I would be more sympathetic to, but like, I was like a politician. I don't know, like politician over a family member. It's not the same.
This really tanked, this whole decision really tanked the movie for you.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, you just picked your dad.
Yeah.
Then you're done and you're like, oh, well, I feel guilty, but my dad's safe.
Okay. So did you not like this movie?
It was fine. Like, I think Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy do like a fine job acting it out. It's just, I don't know, just the plot isn't plotty enough.
Okay.
How about you?
See, that's why I gave it a 2. So I knocked off a point for the choice. I will agree with you there. Like that makes sense. But I really like this movie with how tight it is. It's pretty simplistic, get in, get out type of movie. It's like not even an hour and a half. And I really appreciate the simplicity of it. Okay. And I think it's still the pacing. I think it ramps and it just keeps going till the end. And you're done in 80 minutes. It's good to go. Really,
time saving gets extra points for you.
Yeah, I mean, I am a big fan of trimming the fat where you can. Like, let's not, draw this out for no reason. So I just find it a very quick movie. It's suspenseful and it's still, there's still dramatic moments and has a lot of heart, in my opinion. And I do think the plot of like, there's probably an easier way to assassinate this guy. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I feel like wait for this woman to get on the plane, then have her call, and then can you taking him out on the way there? I don't know. But
right. I think that was also a big hole there too, that I was like, why does she even need to be involved? Like, it was just a matter of like getting him into the right suite so then they would have access off this boat. I'm like, but you already have a boat and a missile. Like, you already have everything in, I don't know, in mind. You could completely cut the middleman. And I don't know, just maybe the boat wasn't facing the right direction, but you know where he's going to be. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, shooting a missile, a straight shot into a building is going to be pretty difficult. So I can see, because they also had to get the missile in the water because
to hide it. Yeah,
they would have probably got caught on land somewhere. So
I
I don't
guess.
know. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I don't know. I'm like, yeah, this is the plan they came up with. Who am I to question it? So
No, I mean, to be fair, I did watch the Jackal series with Eddie Redmayne, and it's all
mhm.
about him being, an assassin, and he does like these incredible shots from like super long distances and stuff like that. So I'm like, anybody can do it. Like,
Yeah, right. So I don't know. I really actually enjoy this movie, which is why I picked it. I've seen it before. I'm not-
okay,
A lot of the movies, I'm like, I want to watch it again. So that's why. It's honestly why
they end
Red
up
Eye's on
here.
here.
No,
Here we
that's
are.
fair.
We're watching Red Eye. So
Like, I never heard of it. Didn't even know that Rachel McAdams was in anything like thriller, horror-esque like this. So it was interesting to see her in a different genre rather
yeah,
than like Mean Girls and Notebook.
yeah. I also really like Rachel McAdams. I think she does a great job.
Yes. Yes, she does very good being like the love interest roles and stuff like that. So even in this case where it's just like a love interest goes bad, it's still the initial setup is there.
Yeah,
So what did you have for the villain?
I gave him a 2. I was like teetering between a 1 and a 2. I gave him a 2 because like that's scary as shit to like he's a part of this assassin group. Like that's scary to know that they could be around at any time and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is also just a guy, so I was like, I don't know. And then he is hard to kill, but they end up taking him out. So I don't know. It was like between a 1 and a 2, but I gave it the 2 because the idea of this whole organization that he works for exists
Right.
is what makes it scarier to me. So I gave it a 2.
I agreed completely with what you said. Also, just the fact that like he does so well to be like that like cute guy that you just happen to run into, and
Mhm.
then like just like that switch as soon as they take off is like very jarring, and you're like, oh well, like I thought they were gonna get coffee after this or something like that. Like,
You thought.
no. No, there's no chance that she can convince him otherwise after the plane takes off. So, and yeah, he's just obviously like not like a force to be reckoned with or anything, but he is just very methodical in how he thinks out like all of her potential plans to like avoid having to make this call or going through with it.
Yeah, I agree. 2 for sure.
Yeah,
Did you give Red Eye your extra special point?
I didn't. I thought it was just fine. No other comments, just fine.
Uh,
How about you?
I thought you would like this a little bit more, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
I did. I
I
was
was
like,
just
I don't
very,
know.
I don't know. I think I was just like taken aback by this choice. Like you don't typically like pick the low key thrillers, I feel like. So,
Who, me?
yeah. So I was like, oh, I wonder why he wanted to watch this.
Well, I do really like thrillers, but I just don't normally pick them for the podcast because I pick more general horror or more traditionally horror movies.
Hmm.
But no, I really love thrillers and like suspenseful movies. And like, I know these movies aren't thriller, but the National Treasure movies,
Oh, okay.
I love those. And those are suspenseful shit to me.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's fair.
I love movies like that. But
Okay.
shockingly enough, I did not give it my point either.
Really? What were your reasons for that?
Because it's not a traditional horror movie, and I actually don't find it like super scary. So I didn't want to give it a point if it's not as horror as I
Right.
would anticipate. So I was like, oh, well, it's not really that scary. So I'm not going to give it another point towards scariness if it's not
Right. And she
scary.
does do a
So,
thorough job of kicking his ass like the whole way after she, attacks him with the pen. So,
mhm,
yeah, it's not as terrifying with that, like, because he's just a dude.
right. Yeah, this is definitely, I wouldn't consider it. I mean, thriller, I always say, is like a subgenre of horror. So in that aspect, it can be scary, but it's not like a outright horror movie, in my opinion. So I
Right.
was like, well, I can't really give it a point for that. I'd give it a point if it was based on if I liked the movie or not. But in this instance, that is not why I give it a point.
Okay, that's fair.
So after everything's tallied, you gave this movie a 6 and I gave it a 7.
seems about fair.
Yeah, middle of the road,
Yeah.
Again, this is like a good baby's first horror.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. It's like not too violent or anything, not too bloody either. Even like when
There's like no blood.
really
Or
very
there's, like,
little.
Yeah, maybe at the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show and listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, giving us a 5-star rating is super helpful, and we always appreciate it. If you're watching the YouTube version, you could like and comment on this video and let us know what you'd like us to watch next.
You can find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams.
This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next week.
Bye!
Bye!